enter the world of Outlaws.
Located to the southwest of the Windy City of Chicago lies the Chicagoland Speedway, a facility that opened up in 2001 and has hosted the top 3 touring series of NASCAR realistically ever since. Today, it's the top 3 series. Chicagoland also has the closest finish in IndyCar history under its belt. Today, the drivers of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com NASCAR Xfinity Series turn their attention to this relatively new speedway for the last race for the championship of the NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship. Chicagoland is unique because of its curved back straightaway, which means the drivers is always turning the steering wheel around the racetrack. Chicagoland can lend itself in a multi-groove racing, such as turns 1 and 2, and sometimes in 3 and 4, giving drivers plenty of options how to get around this place, especially when the tires wear. Who's going to claim the victory today, and who's going to claim the championship? Hello, everybody. I'm Tanner Sharp, and in the booth here and sitting in the production truck is Mr. David Everly, who's going to be doing all the camera button pushing here today. Chicagoland Speedway is a 1.5-mile speedway with 18 degrees of banking in turns 1, 2, 3, and 4. This track opened up in 2001 and has seen some magnificent racing, like I have said, regarding NASCAR and IndyCar for sure ever since. And today we are here for the last race of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com NASCAR Xfinity Series. Bryce Whitson Jr. has a shot at claiming the championship today. He has 17 points ahead of Mike Rominger and 19 points against Bryce Sinisek. So realistically, in mathematical format, it is the top 3 drivers who have a shot at winning the championship, with Bryce Whitson gaining the advantage with a 17-point gap against Mike Rominger. So here in Chicagoland right now, I do believe, I'm not sure if the drivers are gridding up. No, it's still is it qualification right now? No, we don't. We got about a minute and a half until qualification is done. So I talked about the track. Let's talk about the drivers here. Like I said, Bryce Whitson, you got Mike Rominger and Bryce Sinisek all mathematically for the championship, especially Bryce Whitson. But let's talk about the practice times here just a little bit. We got Bryce Whitson on top of the board. So far, Whitson's been unstoppable. And if he's going to be the unstoppable force today, he will win the championship. John Wimbish, so far, second on qualifying grid. Marty Ray is in third. And I did see the practice times here so far. Cameron Hearn was the fastest car in practice. And John Wimbish, I believe, was Michael Atkins Jr. was second. John Wimbish third in practice. Marty Ray fourth in practice. Tommy Haynes was fifth in practice. Bryce Sinisek was sixth in practice, and Bryce Whitson was eighth in practice. So we got some good drivers up there. Some drivers are kind of just racing for glory here tonight, just trying to get the victory lane, and we got 3 drivers going for a championship. About less than 30 seconds as all drivers take a grid here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Let's talk about the weather here. The weather is a late afternoon setting, so it can be a relatively cool and grippy racetrack, probably with the exception as when the tires wear out. The weather here tonight, 77 degree air temperature. That is relatively cool, and actually it's probably it's pretty warm out there, and perfect weather for a race setting. But that track temperature is 85 degrees, so I just wonder if the track temperature is going to have any kind of effect on these drivers on a long haul, as far as maybe possibly a loose race car as the tires wear. I know I drove in the trucks in the iRacing official sessions, and they were kind of loose on a long run in a fixed setting. And by the way, yes, every single driver here tonight is driving a fixed setup. Just so you know, the fuel calculations here tonight is anywhere between 34 to 38 laps. In 133 laps, these drivers are going to be racing. So they're all gridded up. Let's bring it to the grid. Bryce Whitson, our championship leader, and so far, like I said, he's being the unstoppable guy. He is showing no denial for this championship. He's going for it. Bryce Whitson will start in the pole tonight. John Wimbish will start in second. Marty Ray will start in third. Fourth place, Adam Eisenhower. Fifth place, Mike Rominger. He's another championship contender, so we will keep an eye on the championship contenders as the night goes on. Jamie Rigney will start in sixth, Walla Tierheimer in seventh. Eighth place, Cameron Hearn. Richie Evans will start ninth, and 10th place, Tommy Haynes. Outside the top 10 here tonight is driver number 5, Randy Perdue. 12th place, Robert David Ballantyne. 13th place, David Elliott. 14th place, Eric Tesk. Championship contender, Bryce Sinisek. Maybe a long shot winning the championship, but he's starting in the back. Could probably win here tonight. We'll see. Bryce Sinisek will start 15th. 16th place, Joshua Gillen. 17th place, Davis Richards. He's the last driver to take a qualification time. Nick Hunt will start in 18th. 19th place, Michael Atkins Jr. Andy Starcher in 20th. Chris Foyles rounding out the top 21 drivers that start in this field here tonight. And quite frankly, I'm going to double check here on my information. Andy Starcher is not driving, so that creates 20 cars. And Chris Foyles is starting, so there will be 20 cars here tonight. So realistically, as long as Whitson does not lead the first lap, and all of a sudden he wrecks out and finishes 20th place, realistically it'll be a must-win scenario for Bryce Sinisek. Not so much for Mike Rominger. Mike Rominger realistically just needs to lead the most laps and win the race itself, but so far those two drivers is a long shot. Those two drivers are 17 points back and 19 points back away from Bryce Whitson. So the closest driver out of that is Mike Rominger, who's starting 5th here tonight. Cars are rolling. They're going to be coming off turn number 2 right here. We're going to get one pace lap here tonight here at the Chicagoland Speedway. This is one of my favorite mile-and-a-half racetracks. I've been coming to this racetrack. Actually, I stopped going to this racetrack back in 2015 was my final time. Did not return here since, but I was coming to this racetrack from 2011 to 2015, watched a number of NASCAR chase for the Sprint Cups at the time, and they've always produced some great races. Few of my races, of course, if anybody remembers 2011. And here we go, Chicagoland Speedway for the final time this season for the Extreme Motorsports 99.com NASCAR Xfinity Series. Bryce Whitson, championship leader, on the pole. Pace car is going to dart to the left into pit road, and we're going to begin the last round of the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Here we go. Bryce Whitson on the loud pedal. Green flag is out. We're racing at Chicagoland Speedway. Good jump on Bryce Whitson's part right here. First side-by-side battle could be possibly for second place between John Wimbish and Marty Ray. So far, Wimbish is going to take over the second spot. Marty Ray in the 65 is currently in third. Adam Eisenhower is fourth right now. First side-by-side battle is practically back there for Wally Tierheimer and Cameron Hearn. Everybody's kind of getting single file pretty early. As soon as I talk about side-by-side battle, it gets split up right away. Bryce Whitson's going to come off turn number 4 for the first time to lead the very first lap. Drivers already using the apron of the racetrack, and that is legal here, folks. Unlike Daytona and Talladega, it is legal here. And I just lost my live timing and scoring on my computer. That's okay, I can bring it back up. But meanwhile, up towards the front, Whitson's out front, just having a nice, slow, and steady of a race. Let's see if there's any other battles going on right now. Oh yeah, there's a battle for, I believe, I want to say 6th place. Jeremy Rigney, Cameron Hearn. That is going to be the first side-by-side battle. On track, actually we got a number of cars here battling, about 4 cars battling, trying to battle for position. Tight quarters racing back there for 6th. As Cameron Hearn getting by that. Right now, Richie Evans is on the bottom side of the racetrack, trying to go after the number 10 of Jeremy Rigney. So far, I have not seen anybody slap the wall off of turn number 2. It can really catch you at times, depending upon how the car really handles. Everybody else getting single file. Might be a battle a little bit up towards the front. I do see Adam Eisenhower utilizing the apron, trying to go after Marty Ray. Could not make anything happen. The race leaders only separated by 0.2 of a second. Wally Tierheimer trying to go after the number 10 of Jeremy Rigney. Yeah, anybody else battling right now? Not really. Everybody else is kind of running single file at the moment. Not really too many battles. Actually, there might be a battle with the number 5, Randy Perdue, and Eric Tesk in the 96 going at it. Perdue high above the racetrack. Let's see if he can get a nice good run off of turn number 2 without hitting the wall. He kind of does. He's holding off Eric Tesk pretty well. And just ahead of him, there goes Tommy Haynes to the inside of Wally Tierheimer. Haynes gets a position. Eric Tesk is now trying to get underneath Perdue. This is the first side-by-side battle that I am seeing at the moment. Right now, the race leaders only separated. We might have a battle for the race lead, possibly. John Wimbish putting a little pressure on Bryce Whitson. Putting a little bit of pressure on him, trying to get a good run corner exit. Let's see what Wimbish can do coming off of turn number 4. He's going to go to the inside. Whitson's going to try to play a little bit of a defense here. It is a legal move. Racing really hard against each other in the early stages of the race. Whitson up high, Wimbish is down low. 2 distinctive lines on entrance. Whitson gets a nice good run off of turn number 2. That's the line he wanted, was that middle groove to try to get a good run on corner exit compared to John Wimbish. Meanwhile, there's a battle for 4th. Mike Rominger going underneath the 86 of Adam Eisenhower. Pretty good battling in the early stages of the race here tonight. Be sure, folks, to join us on chat here tonight on YouTube on the OSR network. Been some pretty good racing. Oh, battle for race lead. Let's go up towards the front. Wimbish is on the bottom of Whitson. Challenge up front. Coming off of turn number 4. Whitson wants that outside line to try to get the good run on corner exit. This time at the start-finish line, it was Whitson by 0.000. They were even at the line, but the lap was credited to Whitson. There's 2 battles going on. There's a battle for 3rd going on, and there's also a battle for the race lead. I just still want to keep it on the race lead. Anything can happen up here. So far, both drivers giving each other plenty of room to race. Fish on the bottom. Whitson's on the high side. Coming off of turn number 4 here. Let's see if Wimbish can lead a lap this time by to the start-finish line once again. And Wimbish is finally credited for leading a lap. 7/1000ths of a second he led that lap by. Wimbish still fighting strong, and the more these leaders keep fighting, the more Mike Rominger is going to come into play. He's actually bringing a couple players up to him, such as Marty Ray, Adam Eisenhower, and Cameron Hearn. Cameron Hearn and Eisenhower are battling for 5th. Battle for the lead is still on point. Right now, Wimbish gets the race lead. Let's tear our attention to about 5th place. Cameron Hearn, Adam Eisenhower. Hearn looks like he's going to get this position, unless Eisenhower gets a nice run off of turn number 2. So far, Hearn completes the pass on Eisenhower for 5th place. Meanwhile, there is another battle behind Eric Tesk. There's a battle for 10th place. Jeremy Rigney and Bryce Sinisek. I think that's Sinisek going underneath Rigney for position. Yes, it is. Followed closely behind is Michael Atkins Jr. in the number 2. Pretty good racing in the early stages here. I do believe I said 34 to 38 laps on fuel, so we got a little ways until we see our first green flag pit stops. First side-by-side battle on track is between Michael Atkins Jr. in the number 2 Mountain Dew car and Jeremy Rigney. Rigney's just kind of falling backwards. Can I get the good run off the corner exit like other drivers have been doing here tonight? And if he does, he really has nowhere to really take it. Everybody utilizing the apron back here for about 10th on spot. This is actually all battles for about 11th, 12th, and 13th. Robert David Ballantyne in the number 20 NOS Energy car. Ballantyne goes underneath Rigney. Nothing happening within the top 10 as far as any kind of battles. This would be the closest battle on the speedway. Number 2, Atkins Jr. going underneath Sinisek for position. Atkins on the bottom, Sinisek on the high side. He's cleared him. Now Sinisek's trying to protect his position from Ballantyne back there, but Ballantyne had too good of a run for Sinisek to defend. And the drivers up towards the front. I do believe Mike Rominger has caught the number 99 of Bryce Whitson Jr. So putting a little pressure on him. The leaders are only separated by 0.4 of a second. The first 3 cars, 0.4 of a second, and then 0.8 of a second is Cameron Hearn. So far, so good. Clean racing. This is what is expected here at the Chicagoland Speedway. This track doesn't really produce any major accidents unless you're a driver that doesn't know what he's doing out there. Unless you're just kind of out there just goofing off. Otherwise, this racetrack can be a fun green flag racetrack. This is one of my, like I said, this is one of my favorite mile and a half. So you see Rominger trying to push a little bit of pressure on Whitson for 2nd spot. It's just a matter of when he decides to make his move. Go for 2nd. Rominger just all he wants to do is just try to win. Ooh, very close to that back bumper of Whitson. Going underneath Whitson right now, utilizing the apron of the racetrack. Battle for 2nd place is on top right now. Followed closely behind is Cameron Hearn in the number 67. Whitson's on the high side. Rominger's on the bottom. Ooh, these guys are almost trading some paint down the back straightaway, including coming off turn number 2. Down in turn number 3 here. These drivers are kind of washing up the racetrack. Cameron Hearn has the opportunity to try to take advantage. He does not take the opportunity. He doesn't even have the run to take the opportunity. It's still Rominger versus Whitson for 2nd place. Whitson doing everything he can to hang on for that 2nd spot. Speed charts did indicate that Whitson had a top 10 car. And the number 9 and the 99 are almost Dorn. And if they do door and they do become in a wreck, they're going to become 999. Didn't even make sense, but that's alright. So far, Rominger doing everything he can to get second. He does get second away from Bryce Whitson. While closely behind is Cameron Hearn. See, I want to see if Whitson's going to try anything with Rominger. So far, he hasn't tried anything just yet. Down in turn 3. Turn 4 coming up. Alright, so it looks like these 3 cats are going to calm down just a little bit here. Oh, we might have a little... Is there going to be a battle for third? No, there's not. So let's see if there's going to be a battle in the back of the pack here. Eric Tesk getting around Tommy Haynes for position. That would have been for 8th place. Is that Haynes? Yeah, it's Haynes and Tesk. So far, biggest move of the race. Michael Atkins Jr., number 2. Started 19th, already up to 10th. Cracked the top 10. Biggest loser of the race so far is the number 10 of Jamie Rigney. Sorry if I'm not intentionally calling you a loser there, Jeremy, but you lost the most positions there since the start of the green flag. By no means you're not. So far, you're just trying to take care of your tires. Yeah, you may have lost some positions, but you're just trying to take care of your race. You're just trying to run your race, and that's all you can do, realistically, when you're not the fastest car. But that's all right. Right now, he's getting really close. He almost got clipped there by the number 5 of Randy Perdue back here. Jeremy Rigney still trying to hang on. So far, he's currently in 14th. Nothing really happening up towards the front here. No, but nothing really happening within the top 10. Biggest battle on track, realistically, is back there from Jeremy Rigney on back. You got David Elliott going underneath Rigney. Thank you, everybody, for shooting up the chat here tonight. Good to see reading the chat here. You got Martha, Gary, and Pat. Pat is back, as she is there every single week. Oh. Meanwhile, we might have a battle for third place, kind of heating up right now. Actually, I take that back. Let's go to Adam Eisenhower, number 86. He's under attack right now from Richie Evans, number 24. And also the number 96 of Eric Tesk. So far, this is the biggest battle on track. Oh, I do see Cameron Hearn trying to get underneath Whitson. Does he try and make anything out of it? No, he does not. They're still single file. Still seeing Adam Eisenhower and Richie Evans going at it. For this will be a battle for 6th place. 2 drivers almost making door-to-door contact. Coming off turn number 4 to the start-finish line right now. Almost a 3-wide battle there. Eric Tesk obviously not intentionally trying to create a 3-wide. Just trying to go with the fastest line at the moment. Eisenhower trying to get the good run off of corner number 2. Drivers do make contact between the 24 of Evans and the 86 of Eisenhower. Eric Tesk really had nowhere to go. Good thing Tesk kind of backed off there. Both drivers still making contact. Man, if there was any kind of tire rubs or tire failures on iRacing, I tell you what, there could have been a little bit of a tire rub on that left rear of the 86 of Adam Eisenhower. Evans fighting very hard trying to get that spot. He gets 6th place over Eisenhower. Is Eisenhower going to come back? So far, no, he does not. Nothing has changed within the top 4, top 5 cars. Nothing has changed. The biggest battle is on point between Eric Tesk and Adam Eisenhower. Eisenhower might lose 2 positions in 1 lap. Tesk is going to utilize the apron here, and so far at the start-finish line, Eisenhower officially has lost 2 positions in 1 lap. Right now, here comes Michael Atkins Jr. trying to go for a position on Eisenhower. This will all be battling for an 8th place spot right now. Oh, I might see a battle up towards the front here. I'm just double-checking. Yes, sir, we do. Cameron Hearn going underneath Bryce Whitson. He gets underneath him successfully. Whitson falls to 4th. Biggest battle on point between Adam Eisenhower, Tommy Haynes, and Robert David Ballantyne. do believe I do see some right front damage. Actually, do I see right front damage on the 86 back there of Eisenhower? I'm just going to double check if my theory is true. Oh, yes, sir. There is some damage on the right front quarter panel there, right by the tire area of Eisenhower in the 86. That could be playing a factor on why he's kind of dropping back a little bit. Richie Evans, number 24, followed closely behind Eric Tesk and Michael Atkins. Those three drivers are literally trying to catch Marty Ray. Nothing has changed within the top four drivers, with the probably exception of Cameron Hearn. Would look towards the inside of Mike Rominger. Nothing really prevailed there just yet. Got a battle for second. Cameron Hearn, underneath Mike Rominger, has now made a successful pass. Move Cameron Hearn in the 67 up to second place. John Wimbish is only leading these drivers by about 0.4 of a second. Well, let's see if there's any other battles. Yes, sir, there is another battle. Richie Evans, 24. And Marty Ray going for position. Followed closely behind Eric Tesk. Possibly a 3-wide scenario. Does not happen. Every time I think it's going to be a 3-wide, it does not. It is not meant out to be. This is the biggest battle that's going on the track right now between four drivers. Marty Ray, Eric Tesk, and Richie Evans, Michael Atkins Jr. Oh, we got a car coming down pit road. Drivers already hitting the pits after about 32 laps. Whitson's already in the pits. Oh, we got a driver. That's is that Tommy Haynes went through the grass area coming into the pits. There's a driver that's crashed on the entrance of the pits. That driver is Davis Richards. Meanwhile, drivers still making pit stops right now. Bryce Whitson has already made his pit stop. He was one of the top 5 drivers. I assume everybody's going to come down for 4 tires as long as they didn't speed coming into the pits. Whitson is gone. 14 seconds flat is his pit stop. Eric Tesk is done. 15.4. Tommy Haynes, penalty. He has to remain in his pit box. Davis Richards, 14.3. Bunch of other drivers hitting the pits right now. Marty Ray, Mike Rominger, Wally Tierheimer, Bryce Sinisek, Chris Voiles, all hitting pit road right now. Voiles overshot his pit box. Looking at pit times. Rominger is out. 15.7. Sinisek, 15.3. 7 driver. Oh, we got more drivers hitting the pits. Richie Evans is one of them. Randy Perdue. John Wimbish, race leader, is already down pit road. 3 drivers have yet to make a pit stop. Cameron Hearn, Michael Atkins Jr., David Elliott. John Wimbish is already away with a 14.9 second pit stop. Bryce Whitson already passing Wimbish. Wimbish has to stay below the white line until the complete exit of turn number 2. David Elliott has now finally made a pit stop. He's in his pit box. 2 drivers have yet to make a pit stop. Cameron Hearn, Michael Atkins Jr. So far, if caution would come out, this would play in a good favor of Hearn and Atkins. Three drivers have suffered majorly under this pit stop. Tommy Haynes, Jeremy Rigney, and Chris Voiles all had 27-second pit stops or greater. Cameron Hearn to the pits. Atkins Jr. is going to follow him into the pits. This will surrender the race lead to Bryce Whitson. Bryce Whitson's got to come around one more time to pass the leaders which is Hearn. Hearn's already into the pits. He's into his pit box. Michael Atkins Jr. already into his pit box. Right side's going up. I see a little bit of right front damage on the number 2. Cameron Hearn. Left side's going up. Changing all 4 tires. And Cameron Hearn is away. Bryce Whitson is at the start-finish line, and he will retake the race lead. Cameron Hearn just now exiting the pits, has to stay below the white line until the complete exit of turn number 2. Same goes for Michael Atkins. Atkins now has left pit road. John Wimbish is now only about 4.9 seconds. So relatively, if you want to even it out, 5 seconds behind the number 99 of Bryce Whitson. So right now I am going to go through the top 10 drivers after pit stops. Bryce Whitson Jr. is the race leader. He's got a race lead by 4.7 seconds. Eric Tesk is currently in third. He's got about 9/10 of a second behind Wimbish. Marty Ray is in fourth, 1 second behind third, about almost 7 seconds behind race leader. Cameron Hearn cycles out into 5th place right now, trying to gun down Marty Ray at the moment. Adam Eisenhower feeling the pressure from a lap car right at the moment. Adam Eisenhower in 6th, Mike Rominger in 7th, Bryce Sinisek is in 8th, Robert David Ballantyne in 9th, and Michael Atkins Jr. rounding out the top 10 after pit stops. Well, folks, that was the first round of Green Flag pit stops. We're going to go ahead and take a commercial break here on the OSR Network. Don't go away because there's still some more great Green Flag racing action. We'll be right back.
Don't let your first date be your last. Visit People Against Distracted Driving at PADD.org.
Hello, folks, racing fans. Welcome back to the Extreme Motorsports 99.com NASCAR Xfinity Series live here on the OSR Network for the last race for the championship. Championship leader by 17 points coming into this race is Bryce Whitson. He is out front, but he has lost time a little bit to Cameron Hearn, who passed John Wimbish, Eric Tesk, and Marty Ray. Cameron Hearn, with the freshest tires by about 5 laps on Whitson, is currently in second. He has about a second and a half lead, or second and a half just underneath Bryce Whitson. John Wimbish in third, Eric Tesk in fourth, and Michael Atkins is currently in fifth. Marty Ray is actually pressurizing the number 2 of Atkins Jr., but the difference is 5 laps between the two drivers on tires. Let's check in on other championship contenders here that were mathematically can go for the championship. Mike Rominger is currently in 7th, and Bryce Sinisek in 8th. And with Whitson really leading all these laps, it doesn't really help neither driver. So realistically, at this point, you kind of have to go out there and try your best and try to go for that win. Because it might not be a championship, but it could be a win for you guys here tonight. But either way, you guys had a very competitive season here, and it's great seeing you both out on the racetrack. Meanwhile, let's check it to see if there's any kind of battles on the track. Robert David Ballantyne was going underneath Adam Eisenhower, or actually not Eisenhower, but underneath a lap car there of Jeremy Rigney. Nothing really battling it within the top 10. There hasn't been really any battles. Everybody's kind of separated out all over the racetrack right now. Only 16 drivers currently on the lead lap. Rigney, Voiles, and Gillen are all 1 lap down, and those drivers, probably with the exception of Tommy Haynes, who's on the tail end of the lead lap, have all served pit road penalties. Or a miscue on pit road. Meanwhile, if there's any kind of battle that's going to brew up, it's going to be between the race leaders, because here comes Cameron Hearn, and we do have a driver entering the pits. Number 24, Richie Evans. Richie has a little bit of right front damage, not seeing any apparent damage to take him out of contention. So far, he's on pit road. This might be a little bit of an early pit stop for Evans. I'm going to double check to see where Evans came in. Richie Evans at the time was in 11th place. Right now he's down pit road longer than expected, so something is a miscue on that number 24 Exalta Camaro. Yeah, he's down there longer than 35 seconds, so that's unfortunate for Richie Evans. Battle up front is going to be a battle for the race lead. Cameron Hearn on the bottom side of the racetrack, trying to stay in line of the number 99, Bryce Whitson Jr. Cameron Hearn, he's got the fastest car. He's got a faster car. He's only a 10th faster than the race leader Whitson. Man, that early pit stop really put Whitson, because he fell back prior to pit stops, folks. He was in 4th place, I believe, and then he came down and was one of the early pit stop guys and really gained the advantage on other drivers, especially with Cameron Hearn, despite that Hearn had caught him. And here we go, battle for the lead. Despite catching Whitson, Whitson still gained a lot of time. Ooh, but look at Whitson fight back around the outside like that, man. I tell you what, that's still trying to fight for the race lead, and you can do that because you got 3rd place John Wimbish about 2.7 seconds back. Cameron Hearn, crush your tires by 5 laps, takes the lead. Whitson he's going to try to battle back though. Towards the inside on the apron of the racetrack. Whitson fighting them. The BeTheMatch.org. Be the Match Camaro. Bone marrow donor, folks. Go on there. Help Bryce out. Hashtag never give up. Cameron Hearn, I do believe, is able to clear him. No other pressure from Whitson at the moment, even though he's only close by a 10th of a second. Cameron Hearn out front in Chicago. Bryce Whitson in 2nd place. Looking at the lap times, just trying to see if there's any other battles going on. There might be a battle for 6th place, so let's quickly jump over there between Mike Rominger and Marty Ray. Maybe not. Eric Tesk. They're all kind of separated pretty good. How about Bryce Senesek and Robert David Ballantyne, 8th place back here. This seems like it's the closest battle on the racetrack. So this would be Senesek trying to play a little bit of defense on Ballantyne. Senesek actually has the fresher tires than what Ballantyne has. Marty Ray is now 0.4 of a second from Eric Tesk. So in other words, Marty Ray is gaining on Eric Tesk for a top 5. That would be a battle for 5th. The difference between the two drivers on tires is 1 lap. Mike Rominger as well, he's only a couple of tenths back as well. Trying to see anything within the top 10. No other driver seems to be battling on the racetrack. Give a little bit of a, since there isn't a battle, let's give a little call out to a driver who has gained the most positions since the drop of the green flag. Michael Atkins Jr. started 19th, already up to 4th. So far, the driver who has dropped positions since the drop of the green flag has been Jeremy Rigney in the number 10. And another driver who has dropped positions since the green flag, Adam Eisenhower, 10th place, started 4th. I would go through the top 10 right now, but I assume we might see some pit stops soon, so I want to hold off on that. Well, I am going to go ahead and, as the camera's just kind of scrolling through drivers, just going to see here, checking out the chat here tonight. Hello, Pat. I just now seen your hello, Tanner. Yeah, pretty chatted up fellows here tonight. The last race for the Extreme Motorsports 99. Man, am I gonna miss calling this series? It was a whale almost every single week, especially at the times that I was not here. I was not able to make it. It's still been a tremendous series to call, and I know the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Racing League that they were advertised one time. I've seen it on YouTube by the Sim Pit. If anybody knows that YouTube channel, look them up if you ever get the chance. The Sim Pit. Mike Rominger got around Marty Ray. I think Marty Ray is on the older sets of tires. I'm going to double check on my timing and scoring. Nope, they're actually pretty even. Mike Rominger was just a little quicker. Eric Tesk, Mike Rominger. Oh, man. We got drivers hitting the pits? Yes, we do. John Wimbish is into the pits. Tommy Haynes is also in the pits. But Wimbish was one of the top 5 drivers. He was in 3rd. Wimbish into his pit box. Right side's going up. And as I'm going to continue to watch his pit stop here. We got another driver hitting pits. It's Bryce Whitson. Bryce Whitson has called it into the pit road. Now, if you don't want to lose any more time here, so Whitson already into the pits. I am seeing Mike Rominger into the pits as well. Anybody else going to blink down pit road? I think ever since Wimbish hit the pits, Whitson decided to call into the pits. Whitson's already out and away. Very solid pit stop for Bryce Whitson. A little slower than his first stop, but it was still very solid and on pit road. 14.6 seconds. Marty Ray, 65 car, is into the pits. I think Wimbish just is now trying to get around. Is that Wimbish back? No, it's Tommy Haynes. He just pitted. He's trying to get around Eric Tesk back there. Eric Tesk is down into the pits. Bryce Sinisek into the pits. We have still quite a few drivers that have yet visited pit road, such as Randy Perdue. Wally Tierheimer just hit the pits. David Elliott has yet to visit pit road. Adam Eisenhower, Robert David Ballantyne, Michael Atkins, and Cameron Hearn have yet to visit pit road right now. Chris Voiles and Joshua Gillen also have yet to see pit road for the second time around. Oh, we got more takers on pit road. Robert David Ballantyne, Adam Eisenhower hitting pit road. If there is any speeding penalties for whatever reason, I will update that after the pit stops here. Just trying to wait for everything to unfold with timing and scoring. So far, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 drivers that have yet to visit pit road. Mainly the top 3 drivers, Cameron Hearn, Michael Atkins Jr., and David Elliott, have yet to see pit road. The other 2 drivers is Chris Voiles and Joshua Gillen. David Elliott has now hit pit road. Cameron Hearn, race leader, hits pit road. Michael Atkins has stayed out. Hearn get a notification about a questionable entrance for Cameron Hearn. I'm going to rewind it here quickly on my end just to double check it. 50 miles an hour, folks, is pit road speed. He came in very hot. Ooh, that might not be a. That might be a. I mean, he still was able to still do his pit stop. He did hit the cone. He still looks like he still made the pit road. iRacing so far has not black flagged him. And oh no, I think he may have entered the racetrack a little too early. I'm going to double check. I got to, maybe not. I think he did. I'm going to double check. We're going to keep I'm going to keep the news on Cameron Hearn. Meanwhile, Atkins has yet to see pit road yet. Bryce Whitson has now taken the race lead. Atkins has now been down pit road. Had to get my live timing and scoring all up to date here. Driver just ahead of Atkins. Well, actually, let's see here. All right, pit stops it is now over with. So, with that being said, Bryce Whitson is now the race leader. He has about 2 seconds over John Wimbish. 2 seconds. There is a battle for second place, though. Let's go to it. Cameron Hearn has caught Wimbish. Let's see. There is about 3 lap difference on tires. No, excuse me, more than that. My goodness. 6 lap difference on tires. No competition. Wimbish to third now. Cameron Hearn. So far, Hearn has not been called to the pits, so there is no pit road penalty for Cameron Hearn. And speaking of pit road penalties, the only one that got a penalty was Chris Voiles. Number 8, he's a number 28 car and 18th. Otherwise, everybody else had a pretty good pit stop. All right, now we'll see Cameron Hearn try to gun down Bryce Whitson. Again, after this second round of pit stops, Cameron Hearn and Bryce Whitson, the difference on tires is 5 laps. Mike Rominger. Actually, this is actually a perfect time to go through the top 10 here, actually, director. So we're going to go with the race leader and drop all the way to 10th. So let's start off with Mr. Bryce Whitson. What can I say about him? Pure dominance. Just really driving his race, man. Even though right now he's being pressured by Cameron Hearn, is 0.3 of a second and less. So Hearn is really gaining on Whitson at the moment. But Bryce Whitson having a very smooth race and on his way to a championship for the ExtremeMotorsports99.com NASCAR Xfinity Series. He's got one more pit stop to make it to the end, though. Right now, Cameron Hearn. Let's talk about him a little bit. What a magnificent race he's running right now, because he seems like he can gain the advantage on the runs. Whitson might have the early pit stop, but Cameron Hearn comes back with them 5-lap pressure tires than what Whitson has. Cameron Hearn now takes the race lead over Bryce Whitson, so put Cameron Hearn to the top of the leaderboard. Third place, Mr. John Wimbish. He's been in the top 5 all night long. John Wimbish. He started second in third, has yet to lead. Actually, he's led a couple laps here tonight after taking the race lead before the green flag pit stops even began. And he hasn't seen the race lead since, but he's been in the top 3 all night long here tonight. So good one for John Wimbish. Mike Rominger, championship contender. Probably not going to be a championship night for Mike, but hey, it's been a great season for Mike overall. He's been competitive. Might have a couple of faulty races here and there, but I tell you what, Mike is still hanging out strong. He's been in the top 5 all night long after starting 5th here tonight. He's currently in 4th. Great run for Mike Rominger. Eric Tesk in the number 96 started outside the top 10. I know he's fast wherever he goes. It's just like tonight, he's just not as fast as we're used to seeing Eric. But he started 14th. He's up there in 5th. He's been hanging in the top 10 majority of the day. So far it's been a great day for Eric Tesk. Just trying to hunt down a driver one by one. Bryce Sinisek. Along with Eric Tesk, he has started outside the top 10. Bryce Sinisek has started 15th. And right now he's being pressured by Michael Atkins Jr. for a battle for 6th place. But Bryce is another championship contender, even though it's only by 19 points. Mathematically still probably could capture it, but I don't think not anymore here tonight. He's probably in the same steps as Mike Rominger. The most Sinisek could probably gain out of tonight before the checkered flag is 2nd place, because he's only 2 points behind Mike Rominger. How about Michael Atkins Jr.? He's one of the guys who pits late. He's currently just passed Sinisek for 6th. So Michael Atkins is the biggest mover of the race ever since the drop of the green flag. Started 19th, already up to 6th, and he's led a couple laps here tonight, having another solid night, despite a little damage on the right front quarter panel there. So good run, Michael. Good run. It's a great night to see a Mountain Dew car running well. Marty Ray, number 65, is currently in 8th place, started 3rd, and has not seen the top 5 really ever since. He's been kind of hanging around the 6th and 5th place area, but as of right now, he has lost some ground after pit stops, the 2 rounds of pit stops, and currently running in the 8th spot. So hopefully Marty Ray can try to bounce back on the last pit stop of the race, because that last pit stop is going to be your money pit stop on trying to get a good finish. Robert David Ballantyne. Sometimes he sees bad luck, and sometimes he sees good luck. Tonight, it's a good luck, because he's running solidly in the top 10. Not really a scratch on that number 20 NOS Toyota Camry after starting 12th. So far, it's a great night for Robert David Ballantyne. And how about Adam Eisenhower? Adam Eisenhower started 4th, was running well in the early stages of the race, but after pit stops, he has fallen back a little bit. So far, currently running in the 10th place. So let's just hope after the next round of pit stops, he can hold on to a top 10 spot despite the right front damage around his right front tire area over there. Hopefully that's not playing a factor. But so far, Adam Eisenhower currently running in 10th place. That was the top 10. We have been green flag ever since the drop of the green flag, folks. So it's been 84 clean green flag laps. Whew, had to catch my breath after talking all that. So with that being said, Cameron Hearn out front. Let's see. I'm going to see live timing and scoring. Does it see any battles? How about Eric Tesk? Michael Atkins, is that a battle going on? Yes, sir. Let's jump to 5th place. Atkins Jr., like I said, along with Eric Test, both drivers having a very solid night here tonight, running well within the top 10. This is going to be a battle for 5th place once it happens, because Test has kind of gunned down Atkins Jr. a little bit. There is a difference on tires, though. Atkins actually has the freshest tires than what Test has. So far, the differential between the two drivers is 0.2 of a second. Now he's starting to pull away. I do see a driver down pit road, but it's Joshua Gillen. 2 laps down already. Otherwise, there isn't really any significant battles going on the speedway at the moment. This, realistically, this 5th, 6th place is the closest one on screen, as well as Mike Rominger. You could probably throw his hat into the mix. Atkins Jr. does have the fresher tires than Mike Rominger. So I'm going to see if Atkins can really gun down Rominger here for 4th. And actually, I might have to correct myself. I think Atkins actually passed Eric Test because Atkins actually has the fresher tires than the 2 drivers. He's actually the freshest tires within the top 10. So, let's see here. Nobody has flinched down pit road. We're kind of getting into that stage here. We're actually we should see drivers hit pit road within about 10 laps. Right now I see Michael Atkins Jr. really putting the pressure on Mike Rominger. I want to keep eyes on this because this is the closest battle on the speedway. Here he goes, utilizing the apron of the racetrack. Totally legal. Don't clip the grass. Atkins, the fresher tires. Rominger just trying to hang on. Looks like no competition, no fight is going to be held. Throw Michael Atkins into 4th. Mike Rominger now in 5th. Oh, trouble! Right ahead of Atkins Jr. Who is that? Caution is out for the first time. Number 51. That is Davis Richards. So I guess we'll bring it to replay. And David, you got the replay eyeballs up there in the production truck. What did you see?
Looks like 51 Davis Richards hit the wall on the exit of the turn. Just could not correct it. Spun sideways, came to a stop on the track, bringing out our first caution of the night.
First caution of the night, but what a whale of great green flag racing in the first 87 laps. First caution of the night. Pace car is already down in turns 3 and 4. Race leaders are now catching them. Actually, they've caught the pace car. Pit road should be open this time by, and everybody should be hitting the pits right now. Cameron Hearn's going to read the race field. Bryce Whitson in 2nd, John Wimbish in 3rd, Michael Atkins in 4th, Mike Rominger in 5th. Pit road is open. So far, everybody hunting down towards pit road here. Michael Atkins already into his pit box. And Whitson and Wimbish get into their pit box. Bryce Whitson has an issue into his pit box. He had to readjust it. He overshot it, had to back it up to get it right. This is going to cost time on Bryce Whitson. Cameron Hearn already exiting the pits. 2nd place, Michael Atkins Jr. 3rd, John Wimbish. 4th place, Eric Tesk. Mike Rominger in 5th. That is the top 5 drivers exiting pit road. Where did Bryce Whitson end up? Bryce Whitson, 8th place. Very solid pit time for Michael Atkins Jr. to get 2nd place, 14.6. Faster than the top 3 drivers. Eric Tesk can top that with a 14 flat. Marty Ray a 14 flat on his pit stop. Bryce Whitson had to adjust himself on pit road. Could not get a lap time on him, but for a pit time. So we just see our first caution of the evening here at the Chicagoland Speedway for the Extreme Motorsports 99.com NASCAR Xfinity Series, the last race before the championship. So far, chat is heating up here tonight. Good job, guys. Keep me busy on keeping up with the chat here. Alright, we should see the one to go signal this time by. At least we should see it. Let's see here. So far, any pit road speeding penalties? Adam Eisenhower actually has served some kind of pit road penalty. Either that or he was just repairing damage. I want to assume he's repairing damage. Oh, we got drivers headed down pit road. This might be a good call because we're just outside the window here, folks. I want to pull out my trusty calculator and see what this says. We have 133 laps here tonight at Chicago. Ooh, we are just outside the fuel window. One to go signal, I do believe, is it? Looks like it. So, race leaders, let's pull out our trusty calculator here. Remember at the top of the show, I did say 34 to 38 laps. Some drivers have been pitting early. Right now, we have around lap 93. Going to be coming to lap 94. So, at the green flag right here, it'll be 40 laps to go. It is just outside the fuel window. Just outside. Interesting. Let's see how this plays out here, folks. Michael Atkins, actually Cameron Hearn, did he just pit? Yes, he did. Hearn also pitted for fuel. So the drivers have yet to visit pit road here. Atkins. Actually, everybody has visited pit road here. Green flag, we're back racing. Michael Atkins Jr. is your race leader. Right now, Atkins Jr., John Wimbish, Bryce Sinisek, Marty Ray, Randy Perdue, and Robert David Ballantyne did not top off. Everybody else on back. Cameron Hearn in 7th right now, and Bryce Whitson. Those two drivers are battling for position for 7th. Those two drivers and on back did top off on fuel. Interesting. What a topsy-turvy of a race this caution made into almost a fuel mileage race. I love it. All right, out from Michael Atkins Jr. trying to hold off John Wimbish. 3rd place is Bryce Sinisek. 4th place, Marty Ray. Robert David Ballantyne rounding off the top 5. They might have a battle for the race lead. Might. An eye on that while I'm just going to scroll throughout the field here. Cameron Hearn is still in 7th. Whitson's still in 8th. Otherwise, drivers really trying to... John Wimbish! Oh man, we got number 2, Michael Atkins Jr. hitting pit road. I think he was just trying to make it to the end. We'll surrender the race lead over to John Wimbish. Marty Ray in 3rd. Sinisek is in 2nd. Anybody else going to flinch down pit road this time by? I am not seeing it. Ooh, number 2. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought there was contact. Oh my gosh. Number 2 is still coming off the pit road. Whew. I'm looking at my live time and scoring. It's like, oh, something happened. But nope, never mind. I'm jumping for no reason. How about Randy Perdue, number 5? Man, yeah, I haven't seen him up there in the top 5 here tonight, with the exception of green flag pit stops on the longer run, but he's running pretty solid so far up there. Trying to fight off Atkins. Atkins is actually a lap down. Cameron Hearn, 6th place. Bryce Whitson, 7th. Rominger, 8th. Eisenhower is in 9th. Now we reach 100. Lap 100 right now. We're going to have 33 laps remaining when they come back to the start-finish line. Oh man, Whitson. Whitson on the aggressive. Who's that? Who's he under? Tommy Haynes. That is not for position. Haynes is a lap down, but closely followed by is number 9 Rominger, and I do believe Cameron Hearn goes by the number 5 of Randy Perdue. That is a battle for 5th. Okie dokie. Well, folks, up to tell you what, this race has gotten very interesting indeed. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our final commercial break of the night. And when we do come back, if anybody else has flinched down pit road, I will let you know for sure. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. Our final time here tonight at Chicagoland. Don't go away. Hello, race fans, and welcome back to the Extreme Motorsports 99.com NASCAR Xfinity Series live here on the OSR Network. And we have a topsy-turvy race. Everything has changed. Marty Ray is now currently the race leader. Bryce Whitson in second. Randy Perdue is in third. Mike Rominger is fourth. Wally Tierheimer is in fifth. Eric Tesk, sixth. Adam Eisenhower is in seventh place. Michael Atkins Jr. is the freshest guy on tires. We know he can make it to the end. He's currently in eighth place right now. And Tommy Haynes is in ninth. Everybody else on back has pitted to try to make it to the end. Such as Cameron Hearn's one of those drivers. He has taken 4 tires. And just trying to see, this is practically kind of turned into a fuel mileage race right now. Because right now here, folks, we are coming down to it. It is, you practically made your bet if you stayed out. Because we got a battle for the race lead. Whitson's on the bottom of Marty Ray. Whitson trying to go after him. Marty Ray hanging strong on the higher line of the racetrack. He's really hanging high on the track. 23 laps to go this time by. John Wimbish on the fresher set of tires is going to go around. And now Whitson gets Marty Ray. Marty Ray's going to pull a little crossover, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Ooh, man, somebody almost got ran over back there. Who was that? And they're 3 wide back there. Who is that back there behind Rominger? Cameron Hearn. Wow. Those cats are really battling it out on fresher tires compared to old tires. The car with the freshest tires. Michael Atkins Jr. in 7th place. From Bryce Whitson all the way down to 6th place, Adam Eisenhower is the drivers that are questionable on making it to the end. Now, according to my stints here, they all pitted. There's a couple drivers that came down pit road to top off. One of those drivers was Whitson, Bryce Whitson. He's leading the race right now. The other driver was the Mike Rominger in the 9 and Eric Tesk in the 96. Randy Perdue and Marty Ray did not come down to top off on that last caution. So now it's just a matter of who can make it to the end. Any predictions? Do you guys think they can make it to the end? I think you're okay if you came down. See if there's any good battles going on for position. Randy Perdue is only 2/10 of a second behind Whitson, so that might be a battle for the race lead. Randy Perdue hasn't been really up there all night long, been kind of either out in the top 10, such as like 8th, 9th, or 10th, or outside the top 10. He was one of our late pitters, too. Close quarters contact between the two drivers of Whitson and Randy Perdue. This is a battle for the race lead. Whitson stopped under the topped off under the last caution. Perdue did not. Perdue passes Whitson for the race lead. This is going to put Randy Perdue out front for the first time this evening. See here, man. This is going to be very interesting. Oh, Mike Rominger is coming into the pits. Number 9. He's 3rd place. Coming into the pits. Now this leaves other drivers such as Adam Eisenhower, Eric Tesk, Marty Ray, Whitson, and Perdue. Can they make it on fuel to the end? There might be a battle that might be brewing up pretty soon. It could be a battle for 6th place between Michael Atkins Jr. and John Wimbish. Those two drivers are separated by 0.5 of a second. Wimbish is on fresher tires for sure. by a little over 12 laps on tires. Nobody has gotten a pit road speeding penalty if they visit pit road for the final time here tonight. Mike Rominger looks like, I believe Rominger just topped off only. He did. Fuel only. 5.2 seconds was his pit time. Randy Perdue still leading the race. Bryce Whitson's in second. Tell you what, Michael Atkins Jr. just got passed by Wimbish. No competition, but here comes Cameron Hearn now. Hearn's going to put a little pressure on Atkins. So this strategy of Michael Atkins Jr. to pit at that time, to really short pit that to make it to the end, hasn't really paid beneficial to him. Because he was one of the race leaders coming to the restart on this last restart. And he pitted. Ten laps remaining for Randy Perdue. Bryce Whitson followed closely behind, only 0.4 of a second off. Well, a little bit about 10 seconds back is third place, Eric Tesk. Right behind him, about 0.5 back, is Marty Ray. Cameron Hearn did get by the number 2 of Michael Atkins. Now Cameron Hearn's going to battle for 6th place on John Wimbish. So let's go to 6th. Wimbish is in the 12. Cameron Hearn is in the 67. Got the Hyundai, I do believe it's a Hyundai Ford paint scheme versus the Sherwin-Williams Camaro. And Cameron Hearn has the fresher tires of these two drivers by 2 laps. There goes Cameron Hearn towards the inside of Wimbish. Like Hearn's going to get him. Battle for the race lead might be happening once again before we see the checkers here. Bryce Whitson is getting really close to the number 5 of Perdue. Lap traffic kind of messing this up just a little bit because Mike Rominger is trying to get himself back on the lead lap after pitting. There's Whitson on the inside battling with Randy Perdue in the 5. This is a battle for the top spot. Randy Perdue gets a very nice run, but Whitson tried going up the track to try to close the door. It does not happen. They're still side by side going down the back straightaway. Whitson might have the advantage on entrance of the corner, and he does get it. Bryce Whitson takes back the race lead. And the 5 of Perdue is going to hit the pits. A little bit of a late call on himself there. Looks like he cannot make it to the end. Now it's up to Bryce Whitson, who's got about 10 seconds of a lead over Eric Tesk. So realistically, Whitson could probably just take it easy and try to make it to the end from here. There is a battle for 7th. Robert David Ballantyne, Michael Atkins Jr. I do believe Ballantyne did pass Atkins for position. Yes, he did. Atkins continues to fall back. Bryce Whitson has put a 2nd on Eric Tesk. A few more laps to go for that number 99. Be the match Camaro. of Bryce Whitson. What a story for Bryce Whitson, folks. He has a story, folks. You have to hit him up if you ever get the chance. It is an incredible story about bone marrow, leukemia. I do believe it's leukemia. And now he's going to be coming home with 2 laps to go for a 3 laps to go for a championship in the Extreme Motorsports 99 NASCAR Xfinity Series. If there's any battles that are kind of going on right now, I'm not really seeing any battles. If there is a battle, it's going to be for second place because I do believe Eisenhower is catching Eric Tesk. Most certainly is. 2 laps remaining. Let's keep eyes on for the moment on second place. Eric Tesk is in the 96. Adam Eisenhower in the 86. Eisenhower, what a topsy-turvy of a day he's been having. Last time I seen Eisenhower, or actually last time I spoke about Adam Eisenhower, he was all the way backed up into 10th place. Now he's trying to fight for second. He goes to the inside. And we do have a white flag lap right here. So with that being said, I know there's a battle for second place. But let's go to Bryce Whitson for the moment, because he's going to be coming around. He is going to be our championship winner and the race winner. Cameron Hearn is I thought he was slow. I don't know. He caught him. But anyways, here comes Bryce Whitson off of turn number 4. A competitive season. A story that Bryce Whitson has. He's going to win the race at the Chicagoland Speedway, and he will win the Extreme Motorsports 99.com NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship. Second place, Adam Eisenhower beats Eric Tesk to the line. Cameron Hearn, actually I take it back, Eric Tesk finishes 4th. Cameron Hearn tried taking advantage. Cameron Hearn finishes 3rd. Adam Eisenhower finishes 2nd. What a whale of a comeback for Adam. What a race. Great. Only seen 2 cautions here tonight, I do believe. Was it 2 cautions or 1 caution? I think it was just 1 caution because that late race caution really kind of bottled everything up. But I tell you what, Bryce Whitson, man's going to burn it down, and rightfully so. Much deserving person. Great personality, very respectful man, and he wins a championship. That's awesome, real awesome to see for Bryce. He had a very competitive season, and guess what, folks? We will talk to Bryce Whitson and his championship, but at the moment, I want to try to pull up the top 3 drivers, Cameron Hearn and Adam Eisenhower, into the mix here. So let's go ahead and talk to Mr. Cameron Hearn. Is he in the chat with us this evening? Yes, he is. I'm going to pull Cameron Hearn up. Cameron Hearn, OSR Network, do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Cameron, you had a whale of a race going on, but that final pit stop kind of put you back just a little bit. And it looked like you did make another pit stop to make sure you can make it on fuel. And heck, you almost barely just reached out a top 3 finish here. Tell me about your race, bub. It was very competitive for you.
Yeah, the caution, we had a pretty big lead, and that's not what I wanted to see. And I saw the fuel mileage game, and it was one of those decisions. We were getting the run. You either had to pit now or stay out, and then guys started pitting, so I went with them, and ended up not being the best decision. But then again, who knows? Maybe I wouldn't have saved enough fuel. Could have fallen outside the top 10. So you never know. So. But Bryce did a good strategy. He was fast all night too, and he was able to save some gas at the end. I didn't think he was going to make it, but he ended up making it.
Yeah, absolutely, Cameron. And Cameron, you're a very competitive guy on this season of at least the season 10 NASCAR Xfinity Series for Extreme Motorsports 99, and you have led in all the participations that you had this season so far. You have led a lap but in every race but one race, and that was at Talladega. Otherwise, you have a first place, which was back in Iowa, second at Michigan, a second at Dover. You did win Las Vegas. Overall, all the races you made this season. How could you sum up your season and the race that you did participate in? And do you plan on participating in any future ExtremeMotorsports99.com races?
Yeah, the races I'm able to make and stuff is definitely, I feel like I can contend week in and week out. But also what helps with that, you have guys that race you professional, and it's fun to race with the same guys week in, week out. So that helps a lot of it, and that's why a lot of the leagues that are on iRace, that's why I stay with Extreme Motorsports 99. In terms of next year, I'm taking a break, not from Extreme, but just from iRacing in general. I probably won't race probably until the beginning of next year, maybe even after. So just got a lot of things going on right now, and just need to focus on that. And hopefully we get back on this 2 years from now. Haven't lost my touch, but looking forward to getting some time away from this and doing some other things.
That's all right. And Cameron, I wish you the best of luck with everything that has going on outside of the sim racing world. And great job overall on the races that you have participated in. Congratulations on a top 3 finish here tonight. Is there anything else you would like to add to here tonight before we let you go?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to my dad. He watched these races week in and week out, and I wanted to bring home the win, before I took a break. But coming home top 3 in this league's not bad at all. And Rick, running Extreme Motorsports 99. You got Don. You have all the admins week in and week out. And this Rick, there's so many guys I've met over the years in iRacing. There's too many to name. But Mike Rominger, Richie Evans, all the guys that run week in and week out in Extreme Motorsports. And it is in general, and you guys for putting on broadcasts, it's great to be able to pull this back up years from now or weeks from now and be able to look back and watch other races and stuff. So that's also pretty cool. Just everybody keeps racing. That's what makes it fun. This makes the community fun and strong. Is the camaraderie you build between people.
All right, Cameron. Thank you for coming to take the time to talk with us here tonight, and best of luck in the future.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's Cameron Hearn, folks, finishing in the 3rd position. So let's move up to 2nd place to Mr. Adam Eisenhower. And Adam, do you got a copy?
I sure do.
Adam, I gotta say to you, man, what a whale of a comeback, because you were running fine, and all of a sudden you kind of drifted back to about, last I seen you was like 10th place. And in the closing stages of the race, you're already in the top 5, man. Talk about that, a little bit of a comeback there, because it looked like you did have some right front damage.
Oh, yeah, I had a fair amount of damage there. I was struggling on the long runs, and I wasn't going to be able to beat him from a speed standpoint, so I went to a fuel mileage strategy and just limped her home. I got it across the line with 0.1 gallons left and ran out on the backstretch on the cool-down lap. So it was just perfect timing.
Perfect timing indeed. But overall, let's talk about the race just a little bit there. Just seemed like the handling the cars wasn't too bad for you guys. I did not see really anybody get really loose unless there was a really tight condition as the tires were. Talk about the handling of the car a little bit.
The car was pretty neutral on the maybe the first 10, 12, 15 laps. Once the car settled in, depending on how you drove it and how hard you drove off in those early stages, it would push off of coming out of 2, coming out of 4 a little bit, and then really late in the run, it started getting loose coming off of 2. So you really had to watch what you do and make sure you didn't ruin your race in those late stages of a run.
Absolutely. And Adam, looking at your stats, you've participated in a limited time this year. This was only your 4th race out of the entire Xfinity Series season. You do come away home with your 2nd top 10 and your 1st top 5 of the season. Did you learn anything this season in the races that you have participated? And will you be participating in any more future ExtremeMotorsports99.com races?
Yeah, absolutely. I look to join the league again next year, depending on whether we run trucks or Xfinity cars here. I'm not sure what exactly their schedule is going to be. What my schedule is going to be. Moving to late summer into the early fall, depending on what personal things are going on. But I like Extreme Motorsports 99, the whole crew, and Rick, who puts all this stuff on. So I look forward to running with them in some capacity. Absolutely. As far as learning, I I definitely got better in the races I ran with this car, which was limited, like you said. But it's easy to get better, especially on long runs when you have good guys to run around, respectful people, respectful drivers, and you get those long runs. You can practice, and the only way you get better on 33 lap old tires is run on 33 lap old tires, and work towards saving yourself on those long runs. So that's mainly what I learned, how to run long races.
All right, Adam. Well, congratulations on the top 3 finish here tonight. Anything else we want to add before we let you go?
I would like to add, thoughts go out to Jason Johnson, who lost his life this weekend in the World of Outlaws race. It was a really horrible tragedy. I had the fortune of spending a day with him, his family, and his team last year in New York City, showing them the sights around town, and they were just the nicest people you could ask for. And from start to finish, they were just great people. Sent a card, a month or 2 later, just thanking me personally for what I did. And it just goes to show you what kind of folks they were. And, it's a really sad situation. And, again, thoughts and prayers with them. Other than that, family, friends, Jeff, Kathy, hope you guys stayed up this late to watch the second place finish. And other than that, thank you guys for putting this on. Appreciate it.
All right, best of luck to the future running of the Extreme Motorsports 99, and we'll see you again soon.
Rock on, guys. Thank you.
That's Adam Eisenhower, folks, finishing in the second position here tonight. And let's go ahead and go to our victory lane, because we got Mr. Bryce Whitson winning the race here tonight. And Bryce, do you have a copy?
Yes, sir, Tanner. How you doing, man?
Doing great, Bryce. And I tell you what, man, what a whale of a season. First off, what a whale of a story that you have, I must add, that's outside the sim racing world. And you come away, you win the finale at Chicagoland Speedway along with the championship. I can't really describe how you feel, because only you know how you feel. Tell me about the race, and how's it feel, man? You're champion of the Extreme Motorsports 99 NASCAR Xfinity Series.
Oh, man, it's pretty awesome. I really wanted to win this one, especially after Gary won the truck championship last night. I want to say congratulations to him. He won the truck championship with a win there at Homestead, and then we turned around and won the Xfinity championship and a win here at Chicagoland tonight. So it was a lot of fun. That was an amazing race there at the end. I really didn't know if I was going to make it, but I kind of did the math and said, well, I'm going for broke.
Yeah, absolutely. And you act like you went for broke because you really had nothing to lose. Mathematically, you could probably throw in Rominger and Senesek, but it was kind of a long shot for those 2 drivers, probably with the exception of trying to go for the win here tonight. But let's talk about your season just a little bit here. You've been running the NASCAR Xfinity Series for Extreme Motorsports 99. This is their season 10, and you have led 285 laps, 4 victories, 1 pole, 11 top 5s, 12 top 10s, and 15 starts with an average finish of a 6.20. That is a pretty good numbers. And the lowest finish you had was back in Bristol in April, was 9th place. Otherwise, it was like a top 5 car every single week. Tell me about your season overall, brother.
We actually started out pretty slow overall. The first couple races, I was just trying to get back into it. I haven't done a lot of racing the last couple years. With what happened back in August with being diagnosed with leukemia, that gave me an opportunity to actually come out and race again. And so Gary and I decided that this was going to be a time for us to go race and spend more time together, because we hadn't really been doing that the last couple years. And so we came out and raced this season, and I'm glad to be here. I'm having a lot of fun. I think this whole season was a lot of fun, so I hope we put on a good show for the fans.
Yeah, it was a great show that you put on there, Bryce, as well. A hunt for that championship, and along with the other drivers, too, for the Extreme Motorsports 99. And, by the way, congratulations to Gary on winning the Truck Series Championship. Both Whitson guys are really getting it done this season for Extreme Motorsports. Any future plans on running with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Racing League? Because it looks like you guys are having a lot of fun in that 99 group.
Next year we definitely plan on running trucks, Gary and I. I might end up running Xfinity next season as well, or possibly the Wayland Modified Series that they're talking about having. So just one of the two series, try and get two under my belt. It's really going to depend on what occurs with going back to work and with my disease and everything else. So, right now we're mainly just hoping to get through the next couple weeks and find out what's going to happen and go from there.
All right, Bryce. Well, we're gonna let you go celebrate, and best of luck to you with all the leukemia stuff and the bone marrow stuff that's all going on. Please visit www.bethematch.org, folks, to help Bryce Whitson. And Bryce, I do believe you can give a little bit of explanation on that.
Yeah, pretty much. People like me need bone marrow transplants, stem cell transplants, and they need donors like you to make that happen. If you visit join.bethematch.org, you can sign up as a bone marrow donor. It's quick, it's painless, and you just might save somebody's life.
All right. Well, Bryce, thanks for taking the time to talk with us, and best of luck in the future, brother.
Hey, thank you.
All right, folks. That was Bryce Whitson winning the championship and the race here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway. We got to bring up one of the league organizers, Andy Starcher, who's going to do a special giveaway here. Let's pull up Andy. And Andy, OSR Network, do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Tanner.
All right, Andy, I do believe there is a giveaway to give out here tonight. So the floor is yours, my friend.
All right, I appreciate it. Yeah, there is a giveaway there from our sponsor tonight. It's a button box from simspeedshop.com. First, I'd just like to go ahead and thank you and Dave both for broadcasting and giving the fans of ExtremeMotorsports99.com a way to watch the races live, as well as the families and friends of all the drivers to be able to just kind of tune in and watch them race live. So I think it's pretty cool that we're able to have something like that. And I'd also like to thank our sponsor for this series, for this season, simspeedshop.com. I'm glad that they're aboard, and look forward to them being on board for next season as well. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and do the drawing here. And actually, the winner is going to be our champion tonight, Bryce Whitson Jr. wins the button box from simspeedshop.com tonight.
Awesome. That is very awesome. Thanks for Speed Shop for doing all that for you guys, hooking up with you guys for the Extreme Motorsports 99. Andy, I got to ask you, talk about your Xfinity Series season here. It was a very fun season to watch. I mean, I could probably go back and watch the races, and as a race fan, even up here in the booth calling the races, it was very, very entertaining. And the whole website, it was like looking at a NASCAR based style league. It was such awesome. How do you feel about the season this year so far? To me, it was just fantastic.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. Yeah, the season is a great season. There was every race just seemed it was really close. A lot of tight, close racing, a lot of green flag racing, which we all like to see. We don't like to see those caution laps, pacing. But it was just, every week in and week out, it was just really close, hard. The guys fought hard and a lot of sportsmanship, professionalism, and we're just glad to have the guys that are in the series right now be a part of ExtremeMotorsports99.com. And for the fans that are out there, anybody listening or watching that might be interested in our league, we'll be starting recruitment races and stuff coming up probably next week. Looks like our next season is going to start up the week of July.
Oh, I do believe we lost contact with Andy Starcher. Andy, are you still there? All right, we lost contact with Andy here. We may have to move on just here a little bit here since we lost contact. We'll try to see if we can get Andy back here. But nonetheless, Dave, that was a very great race this season with the Extreme Motorsports 99. Let's go ahead with the race results and kind of get our final thoughts here. Maybe we can try to get Andy back, but let's go through the race results here. Bryce Whitson is your winner here tonight and championship winner of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com NASCAR Xfinity Series. Adam Eisenhower, what a comeback for him after starting fourth here tonight. Will finish in second. Cameron Hearn finishes in third. Eric Tesk started 14th. He'll finish in fourth here tonight. John Wimbish started second, finishes fifth. Solid top five finish for John. Robert David Valentine finishes in 6th. Michael Atkins Jr. in 7th. Bryce Whitson in 8th. Or not Bryce Whitson. Oh my gosh, I got Bryce on my mind right now. Bryce Sinisek, excuse me, finishes in 8th. David Elliott in 9th. And Mike Rominger rounding out the top 10. Wally Tierheimer finishes in 11th. Marty Ray in 12th. Randy Perdue finishes in 13th. 14th place is Tommy Haynes. 15th, Davis Richards. Jamie Rigney in 16th. Chris Voiles in 17th. 18th place, Joshua Gillen. 19th place, Richie Evans, the last driver to start the race. Nick Kunt, 20th, and 21st, Andy Starcher, which Andy, I do believe, will try to get him back here as quickly as possible. Dave, you've participated in the races here as far as broadcast booth here tonight. Final thoughts before we try to wrap everything up. Maybe we'll try to get back with Andy here in a moment.
Just a few things I want to say, especially before we wrap it up here. As most everybody knows that this is mine and Tanner's, and last night was Sean's final broadcast with OSRN, Dre Broadcasting, as I myself will be stepping away from iRacing in general. Just want to give out some thanks. I want to give out thanks to Michael D'Amico from All Pro Broadcasting. He was the man that gave me a shot, introduced me to Mr. Sean Zulu, so got to give him a thanks. I also want to give a thanks out to Joe White. He has definitely helped me out along the way, helped me out figure out some of my issues and get them fixed. Also want to give a shout out to Tanner Sharp, coming in the booth, doing a great job with a lot of enthusiasm, and doing many, many races with me. Also, Sean Zulu, if you're listening, I want to thank you again, man. Been a wild 2 years. We actually started in June of 2016 with All Pro Broadcasting. Our first race outside of All Pro, the league, was actually Extreme Motorsports. That was in September of 2016. That was when Rick Donovan and Kevin Ford brought me and Sean on to do the Rick Motec Sports Cars Series. So that was a blast. And then Rick brought us back in January of 2017 to do the Oval Series. And so it's been a year and a half with that, plus, the few months there, September to December there. So been with Extreme Motorsports a lot. It's been great watching all these drivers, all the new drivers, doing the K&N series for the first season of it, watching all the new guys moving up into the trucks. Drivers like Hunter McDaniel, watched him start out in the K&N Pro Series, took the championship there. Last season, he took the championship in the trucks. So, and then there's Travis Pryor, Jay Pryor. Watched them. A lot of these guys. Wally Tierheimer, I remember him from the old KMA days. So, there's a lot of guys in here I've known for a long time since I've been in the broadcasting. I also want to thank Jerome Bartholomew with Precision Racing League. First hired us on when we were with All Pro. Was the first to sign back on with us under Dre Broadcasting. And definitely stuck with us until the end of the season that happened just a few weeks ago. So, a lot of the other people I need to thank, Roaring Thunder Racing League, Cyber Racing Association, just all the other leagues, AMS, that I've done over the last 2 years. So, done a lot of races. I'm probably going to miss it, but I'm moving on to bigger, better things. If you guys want to catch me, you can catch me on my Twitch channel. I will be kind of moving over to Twitch and focusing on that, doing some kind of weird things and blah, blah, blah. Just having a fun. You can check it out at twitch.tv/DrakeGaming2018. So I may be out of the iRacing and the YouTube broadcasting, but you can still find me on Twitch. Once again, Tanner, thank you for all the great races. Starting off with dirt with Cyber Racing Association, then moving over into the ovals and doing a lot of fun things. It's definitely been a blast. And thank you to all the fans that come out week in, week out, every Tuesday and Wednesday, every Sunday that we were live. At one point in time, I think we were live 7 days a week. I can't remember. That was a lot of races. But all the fans, John Marine, Pat T, just everybody, Joshua Gillen, Mark Tierheimer, all you guys, you're why we do this. So basically, tonight is going to be my final call off as I'm going to be stepping away. And thank you to all the fans that have supported us over the years. And catch me over on my Twitch.
And thank you, Dave, for giving me the opportunity as far as doing the commentating. Even though I have been doing commentating beforehand, really, it put me front and center, and that was a great opportunity. It was a great learning curve, and it helped me a lot to have more confidence in myself and not be afraid behind the microphone and just calling the action right down in the middle and not be afraid of any kind of mistake whatsoever. That's why I love sim racing. It is such a great racing community. So thank you, Dave, for all your opportunities that you have given me behind the mic, as well as OSR Network and All Pro Broadcasting and everybody, GSRC. I've been received opportunity after opportunity, man, and it's just been a whale of a ride. One hell of a ride with you, Dave. So hopefully I'll catch you again in the future. Before we wrap up the show here tonight, let's try to bring up Andy Starcher one more time here.
Andy,
Andy, do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Looks like you're back now.
Yeah, sorry about that. Had a blue screen crash, so.
All right. Is there anything else that you would like to add before we let you go here, Andy?
Oh, just again, appreciation for you guys. Appreciation for, ExtremeMotorsports99.com in general, just for me, and all the racers, as well as appreciation to and a thanks to our sponsor, because that really helps with the series. And it was awesome for them to put up the button box. That was a great addition, to the series, and I hope that we're able to have that again next season. We'll see. I don't know exactly what's going to happen for next season, but I hope SimSpeedShop.com is back on as a sponsor. But we're going to have some recruitment races coming up. Like I said, we'll start back up on the 23rd, the week of the 23rd of July, and we're going to be doing some things different. We've got some things in store that hopefully the fans are going to enjoy, and hopefully the drivers are going to enjoy as well.
All right, Andy, you guys do such a great job in organizing the ExtremeMotorsports99.com. I keep up on it, and realistically, it was great to hear, because I do keep up on the YouTube channels as far as sim racing news, and one of them was the Sim Pit, and that's you guys really put your name out there, the league out there on the Sim Pit, and I thought that was such an amazing video. So great job on you guys and Sean Cole over at Sim Pit for putting that out there. And this is a great NASCAR league, in my opinion, and not just speaking as a commentator, but as a race fan. And maybe one day, if I have the time, I can come over and race with you guys on Extreme Motorsports 99. But thank you for everything you do there, Andy.
All right, appreciate it, and we'd be glad to have you aboard.
That's Andy Starcher, folks, one of the league's administrators for ExtremeMotorsports99.com, and let's try to wrap her up here, folks. First off, let's thank to all the organizers of Extreme Motorsports 99. Thank you so much for supporting and allowing the OSR network and myself and Dave to help broadcast and bring the race to the viewers and have a good time with the race fans itself. So it's been an honor. I love it. It was a lot of fun, for sure. So thank you so much. Thanks to all the drivers that participated in ExtremeMotorsports99.com. You guys drove a whale of a season, clean season. It's just like watching a NASCAR race every single week, for sure, other than watching it in real life. This is through sim racing, and what no place to watch than Extreme Motorsports 99 and iRacing. So thanks to all the drivers. Thanks to the team here, Dave. again, thank you for the opportunities you have given me, and hopefully I catch you again down in the near future road. And also Sean and everybody who participated with you and everybody that's part of OSR Network. A big old thanks to you for your participation as well. No more racing here in Extreme Motorsports 9A. You heard Andy. I do believe it's July 23rd week. They're having trials for this league. If you want to find more information about ExtremeMotorsports99.com, it's what I just said. www.extrememotorsports99.com. Extreme, Xtreme, Motorsports99.com. Find out more information on their website. It's a great website, in my opinion. All right, folks. Well, I'm Tanner Sharp, and this is David Everly. So long from the OSR Network.